Most people are not magnetic because they are too easy to read, too quick to react, and too hungry to be chosen. They enter a room already begging without saying a word. They smile too much. They explain too much. They laugh when nothing is funny. They agree when their soul says no. They chase attention like poor men chasing coins in the street, then wonder why nobody respects them when they finally catch it. Listen carefully. The world does not admire the man who needs to be noticed. It studies him, uses him, drains him, and forgets him. The world respects the man who can stand still while everyone else performs. Machiavelli understood something brutal about human nature. People are not drawn to weakness. They are drawn to control. They are drawn to mystery. They are drawn to the person who seems like he could leave at any moment and lose nothing. That is the hidden root of magnetism. You become powerful when your presence says, "I do not need this room to approve of me." You become dangerous when your silence has more weight than another man's speech. You become unforgettable when people cannot easily measure you. This is why the first rule is simple. Stop chasing, stop reaching, stop trying to prove your worth to people who have not earned access to you. A magnetic man does not throw his energy everywhere. He does not beg for replies. He does not panic when someone becomes distant. He does not explain his value to those too blind to see it. He simply withdraws, observes, and lets absence teach what his words never could. Comment this phrase now. I do not chase, I attract. Write it like a warning to your old self, because the old version of you was too available, too emotional, too reactive, too willing to bend just to keep people close. But closeness without respect is a prison, attention without power is poison, and approval from weak people is not a trophy, it is a chain. Masculine stoicism begins when you stop negotiating with your own dignity. You do not need to be cold because you hate people. You become cold because you finally understand people. You understand that most will test you, some will use you. Many will only respect your boundaries after they fail to break them. So you must become calm, not soft, patient, not passive, silent, not empty, present, but never desperate. The tiny habit that begins your transformation is this. Before you react, pause. Before you reply, breathe. Before you explain, ask yourself if silence would be stronger. That small pause changes everything. It makes you harder to predict. It makes your words heavier. It makes people feel that there is a locked room inside you they cannot enter without permission. This is what Psych-Rhythm is here to sharpen in you. Not fake confidence, not loud arrogance, real power, quiet power, the kind that does not ask to be seen yet cannot be ignored. From this moment forward, remember this truth. The less you chase the world, the more the world starts looking for you. The first tiny habit that makes you instantly magnetic is this. Speak less than your ego wants to speak. Not less because you are weak. Not less because you are afraid. Not less because you have nothing inside you. Speak less because every unnecessary word leaks power. Most people do not understand this. They think talking more makes them more important. They think explaining more makes them more respected. They think if they fill every silence, answer every question, defend every move, and reveal every thought, people will finally understand their value. But the opposite happens. The more you talk without purpose, the more ordinary you become. The more you explain yourself to people who have not earned the explanation, the more you train them to believe your dignity is negotiable. Look at the average man. He walks into a room and immediately tries to prove he belongs there. He talks about what he knows. He talks about what he has done. He talks about who he knows. He interrupts. He exaggerates. He laughs too loudly. He reacts too quickly. He cannot allow silence because silence forces him to sit with himself. And because he is uncomfortable with himself, he makes everyone else uncomfortable too. That man is not magnetic. He is noisy. And noise is cheap. A powerful man understands the economy of words. He knows that words are like currency. Spend them carelessly, and you become poor in the eyes of others. Spend them with precision, and every sentence carries weight. Machiavelli knew that power is not only in action, Power is in restraint. The prince who reveals every fear becomes easy to predict. The man who reveals every emotion becomes easy to move. The person who exposes every thought becomes easy to control. But the man who speaks with discipline becomes a question in the minds of others, and human beings are drawn to questions they cannot answer. This is why silence is not emptiness. Silence is pressure. Silence makes people reveal themselves. Silence makes the insecure overtalk. Silence makes liars decorate their lies. Silence makes the weak expose their need. When you learn to stay quiet, you begin to see what others are trying to hide. Their tone changes, their eyes shift, their confidence cracks. They rush to fill the space you refuse to fill, and in that moment, you understand them more than they understand themselves. Comment this phrase now: my silence has weight. Put it in the comments like a declaration, because the man who cannot control his mouth cannot control his life. And the man who cannot control his life will always be controlled by someone colder, calmer, and more patient. You must train yourself to stop answering instantly. When someone questions you, pause. When someone disrespects you, pause. When someone tries to provoke you, pause. That pause is not weakness. That pause is the blade going still before it cuts. Most people are slaves to reaction. Someone insults them, they explode. Someone ignores them, they panic. Someone challenges them, they defend themselves like frightened children. But you are not being trained by psych-rhythm to be a child in a man's body. You are being trained to become untouchable. Untouchable men do not react on command, they respond by choice. There is a dark truth about people. They test what they can influence. If they can make you angry, they know they have access to your nervous system. If they can make you explain, they know they have access to your insecurity. If they can make you chase, they know they have access to your fear of loss. Every reaction is information. Every emotional outburst is a confession. Every desperate explanation tells the world where your weakness lives. So stop confessing. Stop giving people a map to your pressure points. From today, make your words rare. Before you speak, ask yourself 3 questions. Is this necessary? Is this powerful? Is this the right moment? If the answer is no, let silence speak for you. You will be shocked by how quickly people begin to treat you differently. They will listen closer when you finally talk. They will wonder what you are thinking. They will feel that your approval has value because you do not hand it out like free bread to starving strangers. This does not mean you become rude. A magnetic man is not a bitter man hiding behind silence. He is controlled. He is measured. He can speak warmly but never cheaply. He can laugh but never perform. He can explain but never beg to be understood. He can give attention but never from hunger. There is a difference between being quiet because you are empty and being quiet because you are full of control. People can feel the difference. One feels weak, the other feels dangerous. Think of the men people remember. They rarely speak in floods. They speak in sentences that land. They do not chase every conversation. They do not compete for the spotlight. They let fools exhaust themselves. They let loud men reveal their desperation. Then, when the moment is right, they speak with precision. And because they waited, their words dominate the room. That is not luck. That is discipline turned into presence. You must understand this deeply. Your voice becomes powerful when it is not always available. Your attention becomes valuable when it is not always given. Your opinion becomes respected when it is not thrown into every debate. The world is full of men who want to be heard. Become the man people wait to hear. This habit is tiny, but its effect is brutal. Speak 10% less today. Pause 2 seconds longer before replying. Do not explain one thing you normally would have explained. Do not correct one person who does not matter. Do not defend yourself against one opinion that has no power over your life. Practice restraint in small moments, and soon restraint will become your nature. And when you master this habit, something changes in your presence. You stop feeling the need to prove yourself. You stop bleeding energy into meaningless conversations. You stop giving your power away to people who only wanted a reaction. You become harder to read, harder to shake, harder to manipulate. You become calm in rooms where others are performing. You become still in moments where others are breaking. You become the man who does not need to dominate with volume because his restraint already dominates the atmosphere. That is habit 1. Speak less than your ego wants. Let silence sharpen you. Let mystery protect you. Let every word you speak feel chosen, not spilled, because the mouth reveals the man. And when your mouth is disciplined, your presence becomes magnetic. The second tiny habit that makes you instantly magnetic is the slow gaze. Not staring like a desperate man, not glaring like an insecure man trying to look dangerous. The slow gaze is calmer than that, colder than that, more controlled than that. It is the way a man looks when nothing inside him is begging. It is eye contact without hunger, presence without performance, attention without weakness. Most people have nervous eyes. They look away too quickly. They scan the room for approval. They check faces to see if they are accepted. They smile before they are even spoken to. Their eyes confess what their mouth tries to hide: fear, need, uncertainty. That is why they are easy to dismiss. The body always speaks before the tongue, and the eyes are the loudest part of the body. A magnetic man does not throw his eyes around like loose change. He looks with intention. When someone speaks, he does not panic. He does not overreact. He does not nod like a servant trying to please his master. He holds his gaze calmly, listens slowly, and lets the other person feel that they are being measured. Not judged loudly, measured quietly. There is a difference. Machiavelli would understand this perfectly. Power is not only in what you say. Power is in what others feel when they stand before you. If your eyes are restless, people sense weakness. If your eyes are hungry, people sense need. If your eyes are calm, people sense authority. They may not explain it. They may not even realize it, but their nervous system understands before their mind does. The slow gaze is not about intimidation. It is about control. You look at someone long enough to show you are not afraid. Then you look away with purpose, not escape. That is the key. Weak men break eye contact because they feel exposed. Powerful men break eye contact because they have chosen to. One is retreat, the other is command. Practice this in small moments. When someone talks to you, hold your attention on them. Do not look at your phone. Do not scan the room. Do not act like your mind is running in 10 directions. Give them your gaze, but not your submission. Let your face stay calm. Let your breathing stay low. Let your expression remain unreadable. You are listening, but you are not performing agreement. You are present, but you are not handing over power. This habit changes how people experience you. They begin to feel that your attention is heavy. When you look at them, they feel seen. When you look away, they feel the absence. That is magnetism. Not chasing attention, but controlling the weight of your own attention. Dark psychology understands a brutal truth. People value what feels scarce. If your gaze is scattered everywhere, it means nothing. If your attention is given to everyone, it becomes cheap. But when your eyes are controlled, when your attention is selective, people feel rewarded when they receive it. They lean in. They try harder. They become more careful with their words because your silence and your gaze make them feel exposed. Do not confuse this with being rude or cold for no reason. A masculine stoic does not need to act hostile. Hostility is often insecurity wearing armor. Real power is quieter. You can be respectful and still be unreadable. You can be calm and still be dominant. You can look at someone with patience and still make them feel that you are not a man to be manipulated. Your gaze must say 3 things without your mouth moving. I see more than I say. I am not easily impressed. I am not afraid of silence. When people feel those 3 things, they adjust themselves around you. Loud people lower their volume. Fake people become careful. Weak people seek approval. Strong people recognize another strong presence. But you must earn this through inner discipline. You cannot fake the slow gaze if your mind is chaotic. If you are desperate inside, your eyes will betray you. If you are angry inside, your eyes will become aggressive. If you are insecure inside, your eyes will become needy. So the real work begins beneath the surface. Control your breathing, relax your face, stop rushing your reactions. Let your body understand that you are safe inside yourself. A man who is safe inside himself becomes dangerous outside, not because he harms people, because he cannot be easily moved. He is not pulled by every insult. He is not lifted by every compliment. He is not broken by every silence. He has trained his nervous system to remain loyal to him, not to the room. Comment this phrase now. My presence speaks before I do. Write it once and mean it. The slow gaze is a tiny habit, but it carries ancient power. It tells the world you are not running from yourself. It tells people your attention is not cheap. It tells the room that you are not another performer begging to be chosen. You are the observer, the controlled one, the one who sees the game while others are trapped inside it. Use this habit today. When you speak to someone, slow your eyes. When you listen, remain still. When the silence comes, do not rescue them from it. Let them feel your calm. Let them meet the version of you that no longer flinches. Because once your eyes stop begging, your presence starts commanding. The third tiny habit that makes you instantly magnetic is this. Move slower than your anxiety wants you to move. A weak man rushes because he is afraid of being left behind. A desperate man rushes because he thinks speed will hide his insecurity. A nervous man rushes because he cannot stand the pressure of being watched. But a powerful man does not rush. He moves like time belongs to him. He walks like he is not chasing the world. He turns his head slowly. He reaches for things calmly. He enters a room without acting like he needs permission to exist there. This may seem small, but it is not small. The body reveals the rank of the mind. Fast, scattered movements tell people your nervous system is not under your control. You may not say you are anxious, but your hands will say it. Your shoulders will say it. Your eyes will say it. Your footsteps will say it. People may not consciously analyze you, but they feel you. They feel whether you are grounded or unstable. They feel whether you carry pressure or panic. They feel whether you are a man who controls himself or a man controlled by the moment. Machiavelli understood that power must be displayed before it is explained. A prince did not need to shout his authority every second. His presence, his timing, his restraint, and his movements told the court who he was. The same law applies to you. If your energy is frantic, people will treat you like a man who can be disturbed. If your movements are calm, people will treat you like a man who must be approached carefully. The magnetic man has a different rhythm. He does not jump at every sound. He does not turn instantly when someone calls him, like a servant hearing his master. He does not grab his phone the second it vibrates. He does not rush to answer every message. He does not walk into a place looking around for acceptance. He moves with control, not laziness, not arrogance, control. There is a brutal truth hidden here. People respect what appears stable. They trust the mountain more than the leaf. The leaf moves with every wind. The mountain does not. Most people are leaves. Their emotions move them. Their fears move them. Other people's opinions move them. A late reply moves them. A cold look moves them. A small insult moves them. They are pushed and pulled by everything around them, and because of that, they have no gravity. You must become the mountain. When you sit, sit still. Do not bounce your leg like your mind is at war. Do not keep touching your face. Do not keep adjusting your clothes. Do not keep checking who is watching you. Stillness is one of the most underrated forms of dominance. A man who can be still while others are restless creates tension in the room. Not forced tension, natural tension. People notice him because he is not leaking nervous energy. When you walk, slow down by 10%. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Keep your spine straight. Let your steps land with purpose. You are not wandering. You are not fleeing. You are arriving. There is a difference. A man who wanders seems lost. A man who rushes seems chased. A man who arrives seems expected. This is cold power psychology. The slower person often controls the frame. Watch any negotiation. Watch any confrontation. Watch any high-pressure moment. The person who stays calm appears stronger, even before a word is spoken. Why? Because panic lowers status. Calm raises it. If someone insults you and you instantly snap back, they know they touched you. If someone pressures you and you immediately rush to explain, they know they moved you. But if you pause, breathe, look at them calmly and respond with control, you send a message deeper than words. You do not command my nervous system. That is masculine stoicism, not pretending you feel nothing, not becoming a stone with no soul, but refusing to let the outside world drag your inner state like a dog on a chain. You feel the pressure, but you do not obey it. You notice the insult, but you do not kneel to it. You sense the tension, but you do not collapse into it. You remain loyal to your own center. Most men lose power because they move as soon as the world pulls. Someone texts late, they panic. Someone speaks sharply, they react. Someone gives attention, they lean forward too fast. Someone withdraws attention, they chase. Their body is always confessing one thing: I can be controlled. And when people sense that, they begin testing you. They push a little further, they delay a little longer, they disrespect a little more. Not always because they are evil, sometimes because human nature tests boundaries the way water tests cracks. So remove the cracks. Start with your physical pace. When you reach for your drink, slow down. When you check your phone, slow down. When you answer a question, slow down. When you enter a room, do not scan it like prey searching for predators. Let the room scan you. Walk in, settle your body, choose where your attention goes. Do not give your eyes away to everyone. Do not give your energy away to every noise. You are not there to be consumed by the room. You are there to bring your own atmosphere into it. A magnetic man makes others adjust to his rhythm. He does not rush because someone else is impatient. He does not speak faster because someone else is uncomfortable. He does not become smaller because someone else wants control. He creates a pace, and people feel it. Some will resist it, some will mock it, some will try to pull him out of it. But the moment he refuses to be pulled, they understand something. This man is not easily moved. Comment this phrase once: I move with calm authority. That phrase matters because authority is not always loud. Sometimes authority is a slow turn of the head. Sometimes it is a pause before an answer. Sometimes it is the refusal to hurry just because another person wants you anxious. The world will constantly try to rush you. Advertisements rush you, social media rushes you, people rush you, fear rushes you, desire rushes you. But the man who can slow himself down becomes rare in a world of emotional speed. Do not mistake slowness for weakness. A predator also moves slowly when it is confident. A king does not sprint to his throne. A man with options does not chase every opening. Controlled slowness signals that you are not afraid of missing out, because you know you are not empty without the thing in front of you. That is what people feel. They feel that you are not starving, and a man who is not starving cannot be easily bought. This habit will change your aura quickly. You will notice people looking at you differently. Not because you are acting dramatic, but because you are no longer moving like a man trying to escape himself. Your calm will create curiosity. Your stillness will create weight. Your pace will create authority. And when combined with silence and the slow gaze, your presence will become difficult to ignore. So today, stop rushing your body. Stop announcing your anxiety through your movements. Stop letting the world set your tempo. Breathe lower. Walk slower, sit stiller, respond later. Move like your energy is expensive. Move like your time is not owned by the room. Move like nothing outside you has the right to drag you out of yourself. Because the man who controls his pace controls his presence, and the man who controls his presence becomes magnetic before he ever says a word. The fourth tiny habit that makes you instantly magnetic is this: stop giving unlimited access to yourself. A weak man is always available. A desperate man replies the second he is called. A lonely man treats every message like a lifeline. He gives his time to people who give him crumbs. He gives his energy to people who only remember him when they are bored. He gives his presence to anyone who knocks, then wonders why nobody values what he offers. Listen carefully. People do not respect what they can have any time. They respect what has limits. They respect what must be earned. They respect what can disappear. Your attention is not a charity. Your time is not a public road. Your energy is not a free shelter for people who bring nothing but noise. If you want to become magnetic, you must stop behaving like your presence has no price. This does not mean you become cruel. It means you become selective. It means you stop rewarding people with access when they have shown no respect for your boundaries, your silence, your effort, or your standards. Machiavelli understood that power depends on perception. It is not enough to have value. You must be perceived as valuable, and nothing destroys perceived value faster than being too available. When people know you will always answer, always forgive, always explain, always show up, always wait, and always accept less than you deserve, they stop seeing you as a person of strength. They begin seeing you as a resource, something useful, something predictable, something they can reach for when convenient and ignore when satisfied. That is not magnetism. That is emotional slavery. The magnetic man understands access. He does not give everyone the same version of himself. Some people get his politeness, few get his warmth, fewer get his loyalty. Almost no one gets his inner world. Why? Because he knows the human soul is not meant to be handed out to strangers, manipulators, cowards, and temporary visitors. He protects his depth because he respects his own value. He does not make his private life a marketplace. He does not give sacred energy to casual people. This is where dark psychology becomes useful, not as a weapon to harm others, but as a shield to protect yourself. People value what they must invest in. When someone gets your attention without effort, they treat it lightly. When someone earns it through respect, consistency, and sincerity, they treat it differently. Scarcity changes behavior. Distance creates curiosity. Boundaries create value. Absence creates reflection. These are not romantic tricks. These are laws of human nature. Most people fear being unavailable because they confuse absence with rejection. They think if they do not respond quickly, they will lose the person. They think if they are not constantly present, someone else will replace them. They think if they set boundaries, people will leave. And sometimes they will. Good. Let them. Anyone who leaves because you stopped being easy to use was never loyal to you. They were loyal to your availability. That truth will hurt the weak version of you, but it will free the powerful version of you. You must train yourself to delay access, not as a childish game, not to manipulate, not to pretend you are busy when you are not, but because your life must have a center that is not other people's demands. When a message arrives, you do not need to jump. When someone wants your attention, you do not need to drop your purpose. When someone becomes cold, you do not need to chase warmth from them. You stay composed. You stay occupied. You stay loyal to your own mission. A man without a mission becomes addicted to people. A man with a mission becomes magnetic to people. This is why purpose is dangerous. It makes you less available for nonsense. It gives your time structure. It gives your energy direction. It makes your attention harder to win because your life is already occupied by something stronger than distraction. When you have nothing important to build, every notification feels important. When you have a kingdom to build, most notifications become background noise. Psygrism is not teaching you to become emotionally dead. It is teaching you to stop bleeding your power into empty places. There is a difference. You can care without chasing. You can love without begging. You can listen without becoming a dumping ground. You can be present without becoming permanently available. A powerful man does not disappear to punish people. He withdraws to protect his energy. He creates distance to preserve respect. He makes access meaningful because he refuses to be consumed. The habit is simple. Before giving someone your time, ask yourself, do they respect it? Before giving someone your attention, ask yourself, do they waste it? Before giving someone your loyalty, ask yourself, have they earned it? If the answer is no, step back, not with anger, not with drama, not with a speech. Step back quietly. The strongest boundaries are not announced every day. They are lived. Most men destroy their own magnetism because they over-explain their boundaries. They tell people, "I am not going to tolerate this anymore." Then they tolerate it again. They say, "I am done." Then they return. They say, "You cannot treat me like this." Then they reward the same behavior with more access. This teaches people that your words are decoration. A magnetic man does not threaten withdrawal. He withdraws. He does not perform self-respect. He practices it, quietly, consistently, permanently. Understand this clearly. Your absence is a language. When you remove your attention from people who misuse it, you teach without arguing. You let silence deliver the message. You let distance explain what your mouth no longer needs to defend. This is cold power, not cruelty, consequence. And consequence is the only language many people respect. There will be people who call you arrogant when you become selective. Let them. There will be people who say you changed when you stop being easy. Let them. There will be people who accuse you of being cold because they can no longer drain you. Let them. Never allow someone who benefited from your lack of boundaries to define your self-respect as cruelty. Their discomfort is not your guilt. Their disappointment is not your responsibility. Their loss of access is not your crime. Comment this once. My attention is earned, not given. Let that phrase become a rule in your nervous system, because the moment your attention becomes expensive, your presence becomes stronger. People begin to notice when you are there. They begin to feel when you are gone. They stop assuming you will always be available. They become more careful with how they treat you because they understand there are consequences for disrespect. And if they do not understand, they lose access. Simple. This habit will change your relationships. Some will improve because people who truly value you will rise to meet your standards. Some will end because they were built on your weakness. Do not fear that. A man becoming powerful must be willing to lose what only loved his old obedience. When you stop being constantly available, you will see who respects you and who only used your openness. That revelation is not a loss. It is intelligence. The magnetic man has rooms inside him that not everyone may enter. He has thoughts he does not share, plans he does not announce, pain he does not advertise, victories he does not beg people to clap for. He knows that mystery is not created by pretending. Mystery is created by privacy. The more you protect your inner world, the more people sense depth in you. The more you reveal everything, the more common you become. So from today, stop living like an open door. Become a guarded gate. Not everyone deserves your reply. Not everyone deserves your explanation. Not everyone deserves your emotional reaction. Not everyone deserves your loyalty. Let people earn the deeper version of you through consistency, respect, and honor. Move with warmth when it is deserved. Move with distance when it is necessary. Move with silence when words would cheapen you. And never forget this: the man who is always available becomes background. The man who is selectively present becomes magnetic. His attention feels like value. His absence feels like pressure. His presence feels like a privilege. That is habit 4. Make your attention expensive. Protect your access. Guard your energy. Let your life become too focused, too disciplined, and too valuable to be interrupted by people who bring nothing but confusion. Because once you stop giving yourself away, the world begins to feel the cost of losing you. The 5th tiny habit that makes you instantly magnetic is this: never reveal your hunger. A man who looks hungry is easy to control. Hungry for attention, hungry for love, hungry for approval, hungry for recognition, hungry for a reply, hungry to be included, hungry to be chosen. The moment people see that hunger in you, they know where to place the hook. They know what to delay. They know what to threaten. They know what to offer you in small doses so you keep coming back like a man begging at a locked door. This is one of the coldest truths of human nature. People do not always respect desire. Often they exploit it. If they know you want something too badly, they begin to use that desire against you. If they know you are desperate for their attention, they give you just enough to keep you attached. If they know you are desperate for their approval, they withhold it to make you perform. If they know you are desperate for their love, they turn affection into a leash. This is why Machiavelli would tell you to master your appetite before someone else masters it for you. Desire is not weakness, but exposed desire is dangerous. Wanting something is natural. Needing it so badly that you lose your frame is where power dies. A magnetic man can want, but he does not kneel. He can desire, but he does not collapse. He can pursue, but he does not beg. He understands that the world is full of people who study your emotional hunger and then feed you crumbs to keep you loyal. This is why you must learn to hide your desperation, even from your own face. Do not let your eyes light up too quickly when someone gives you attention. Do not lean forward too fast when an opportunity appears. Do not overthank people for basic respect. Do not act shocked when someone treats you well. A man who is surprised by respect reveals that he is used to disrespect. A man who overreacts to affection reveals that he has been starving. A man who worships small kindness reveals that his standards are low. Raise them. You must carry yourself like a man who has options, even while you are still building them. This does not mean lying. It means training your nervous system to stop acting poor in the presence of what you want. If someone attractive speaks to you, remain calm. If someone powerful notices you, remain calm. If someone offers you an opportunity, remain calm. If someone praises you, remain calm. Receive it like a man who respects himself. Do not become a child at the table of approval. Most men lose their magnetism the moment they get close to what they want. They were calm from a distance, but the second the door opens, they rush in and destroy the mystery. They text too much. They explain too much. They agree too quickly. They lower their standards. They become too eager. Their hunger starts speaking louder than their dignity. And once that happens, the other person feels the shift. They feel the imbalance. They feel that you are now easier to lead. Never let desire drag you out of your throne. The magnetic man has discipline over his appetite. He does not consume every pleasure just because it is offered. He does not chase every person just because they are beautiful. He does not accept every invitation just because he is lonely. He does not take every opportunity just because he fears scarcity. He pauses. He evaluates. He asks, is this worthy of my energy, or is this just my hunger trying to make decisions for me? That question alone can save your life. Because hunger is a liar. Hunger tells you to reply instantly. Hunger tells you to accept disrespect so you do not lose access. Hunger tells you to stay where you are tolerated instead of walking toward where you are respected. Hunger tells you to prove yourself to people who have already decided to misunderstand you. Hunger tells you that crumbs are better than nothing. But masculine stoicism says something different. It says nothing is better than losing yourself. Silence is better than begging. Distance is better than humiliation. Loneliness is better than emotional slavery. A man who can walk away from what he wants becomes terrifying, not because he does not care, but because he cares without surrendering control. That is rare. Most people are controlled by what they want. Show them pleasure, and they follow. Show them praise, and they obey. Show them affection, and they forget their standards. Show them fear of loss, and they become weak. But the man who can feel desire and still remain composed becomes almost impossible to manipulate. That is the man you are becoming. You must practice this in small ways. When you receive a message you wanted, do not jump like your life has been restored. Breathe. Finish what you are doing. Reply when your mind is clear. When someone compliments you, do not overperform gratitude. Accept it with calm. Say thank you, then remain centered. When someone offers you attention after ignoring you, do not reward them with immediate excitement. Observe. Let their consistency speak. When an opportunity appears, do not look desperate to be chosen. Move with quiet confidence, as if your future does not depend on one door, because it does not. The strongest men are not those who want nothing. They are those who cannot be owned by what they want. Read that again inside your mind. A man without desire is dead, but a man ruled by desire is a slave. Power lives in the space between wanting and kneeling. You may want success, but you do not worship it. You may want respect, but you do not beg for it. You may want love, but you do not abandon yourself to receive it. You may want victory, but you do not let the battlefield turn you into a fool. Comment this once: I desire, but I do not kneel. That phrase is a weapon against your old self, the old self who chased, the old self who overgave, the old self who confused attention with value, the old self who thought being needed was the same as being respected. It was not. Being needed can make you useful. Being respected makes you powerful. From today, stop advertising your hunger. Let your ambition show through discipline, not desperation. Let your desire show through action, not begging. Let your standards speak louder than your emotions. When people sense that you cannot be bought with small attention, they begin to treat you differently. When they sense that your approval is not cheap, they work harder for it. When they sense that you can walk away, they become careful. This is not manipulation, this is self-command, this is the cold psychology of value. The man who needs too much loses power. The man who can control what he needs becomes magnetic. He does not chase every reward. He does not expose every wound. He does not let the world see him starving. He feeds himself with purpose, discipline, solitude, and self-respect. That is habit 5. Never reveal your hunger. Want deeply, but move calmly. Desire greatly, but stand firmly. Build your life so full of mission that no person, no compliment, no invitation, and no opportunity can make you forget who you are. Because once your hunger stops controlling you, people lose the easiest way to own you. The 6th tiny habit that makes you instantly magnetic is this: stay calm when people expect you to break. This is where real power begins to show. Not when life is easy, not when everyone respects you, not when the room is friendly. Power is revealed when pressure enters the room and your face does not change. When someone tries to provoke you and you do not bite. When someone throws disrespect at you and you do not scramble to defend yourself. When someone withdraws attention and you do not chase. When someone wants to see you panic, but all they meet is silence, control, and a gaze that says, "You have not reached me." Most people are predictable because their emotions are public property. Anyone can press a button and get a reaction. Insult them and they explode. Ignore them and they panic. Praise them and they become addicted. Criticize them and they collapse. This is why they are easy to control. Their enemies do not need strength, they only need timing. A few sharp words, a cold reply, a delayed message, a disrespectful tone. And suddenly, the weak man is no longer in command of himself. His body belongs to the moment. His mind belongs to the person who triggered him. You must become different. Machiavelli would tell you that control over others begins with control over yourself. A ruler who can be provoked is not a ruler. He is a puppet with a crown. A man who can be moved by every insult is not dangerous. He is available to anger, available to fear, available to manipulation, available to anyone clever enough to touch the wound he refuses to heal. This is why emotional control is not just a personal virtue. It is a weapon, a shield, a kingdom wall. The magnetic man does not give people the satisfaction of seeing him lose himself. He may feel anger, but he does not become anger. He may feel disappointment, but he does not drown in it. He may feel desire, but he does not kneel before it. He may feel pain, but he does not turn his pain into a public performance. He understands that emotion is information, not instruction. It tells him what is happening inside. It does not decide what he does next. That is the difference between a man and a boy. A boy reacts. A man chooses. A boy needs the world to treat him gently so he can remain stable. A man becomes stable even when the world turns harsh. A boy says, "They made me angry." A man says, "They showed me where I still need discipline." This is cold. This is mature. This is the beginning of becoming untouchable. The habit is simple, but not easy. When pressure hits, delay your reaction. Just a few seconds, that is all. Someone says something disrespectful. Do not answer immediately. Someone challenges you. Do not rush to prove yourself. Someone tries to embarrass you. Do not give them a show. Pause. Breathe. Let your face remain calm. Let your body stay still. Let the room feel the gap between their attempt and your response. That gap is power. In that gap, you take back ownership of yourself. In that gap, you decide whether the situation deserves words, silence, distance, or consequence. In that gap, you stop being controlled by reflex and start acting with strategy. Weak men think fast reactions make them strong. They do not. Fast reactions often reveal that someone else is driving your nervous system. The powerful response is not always immediate. Sometimes the most dominant thing you can do is look at someone calmly and say nothing. Silence after disrespect is not always submission. Sometimes it is judgment. Sometimes it is the moment you decide that the person in front of you has just lost access to your respect. And that is far more powerful than shouting. Shouting tells them they affected you. Insulting them back tells them they pulled you into their level. Explaining yourself tells them you are worried about their opinion. But calm distance says something colder. You are no longer important enough to disturb me. That is brutal. And it works because it is rooted in self-respect. Dark psychology teaches that many people provoke emotion to gain control. Some people insult you just to see if they can reach you. Some people go cold just to see if you will chase. Some people create confusion just to make you explain. Some people test boundaries to discover how much disrespect you will accept before you finally remember your worth. If you react every time, you teach them the method. You show them the door. You hand them the key. But if you remain composed, they lose their easiest weapon. Never reward provocation with performance. A magnetic man is not emotionless. That is a misunderstanding. He is not dead inside. He is not empty. He simply does not let every feeling escape through his face, his voice, his hands, and his words. His emotions pass through a gate. That gate is discipline. Before anger becomes speech, discipline asks, "Will this serve me?" Before desire becomes action, discipline asks, "Will this weaken me?" Before pain becomes confession, discipline asks, "Is this person worthy of seeing this part of me?" Most people have no gate. Everything spills out. That is why they are exhausted. That is why they are exposed. You must build the gate. Start by controlling your face. Your face is often the first traitor. A raised eyebrow, a nervous smile, a sudden frown, a look of panic, a desperate glow when someone gives you attention, a broken expression when someone takes it away. These small signals reveal your inner state before you have chosen to reveal it. So, train your face to become calm. Not fake, not stiff, calm. Let your expression become less reactive. Let your eyes stay steady. Let your mouth stop rushing to smile, defend, or explain. Then, control your voice. When emotions rise, most people speak faster. Their pitch changes, their words become messy. They either attack or plead. Both are losses. A controlled man lowers the speed of his voice. He speaks with fewer words. He does not try to win through volume. He lets his tone remain even. This alone can change the entire atmosphere. People expect heat, but they receive ice. They expect chaos, but they meet order. They expect you to defend your throne, but you remain seated on it. Then control your body. Do not pace. Do not fidget. Do not point aggressively. Do not lean forward like you are desperate to dominate. Stillness carries authority. When someone is trying to shake you and your body remains composed, they begin to feel their own weakness. Their emotional storm looks childish next to your control. This is why calm men often win without needing to crush anyone. Their composure becomes the contrast that exposes everyone else. Comment this once. Pressure cannot own me. That phrase must become a law inside you, because pressure will come. People will test you. Life will strike you. Opportunities will tempt you. Enemies will provoke you. Lovers will confuse you. Friends will disappoint you. Strangers will disrespect you. The world will keep trying to discover the price of your peace. Your job is to make that price unreachable. Do not misunderstand this habit. Staying calm does not mean tolerating disrespect. It means you do not let disrespect make you sloppy. A calm man can still walk away. A calm man can still cut someone off. A calm man can still deliver consequences. A calm man can still say, "Do not speak to me like that." But he does it without trembling, without begging, without turning the moment into theater. His boundary is clean. His words are controlled. His action is final. That is the masculine way, not loud weakness dressed as dominance, not emotional explosions disguised as honesty, not childish pride pretending to be strength. Real strength is calm with teeth. It is peace backed by consequence. It is restraint that can become action when necessary. It is the ability to remain civilized because you are disciplined, not because you are harmless. When you master this habit, people begin to feel a different energy around you. They sense that you are not easy to move. They become careful with their tone. They stop expecting instant reactions. They stop assuming they can pull you into chaos. Your calm becomes a border. Your silence becomes a warning. Your restraint becomes a signal that you are not operating from insecurity anymore. And perhaps the most important part is this. You begin to trust yourself. You stop fearing difficult moments because you know you will not abandon your own frame. You stop fearing disrespect because you know you can respond without losing dignity. You stop fearing emotional pain because you know pain does not have to become surrender. That self-trust changes the way you walk, speak, listen, and choose. This is what Stoicism is carving into you. A man who does not break on command. A man who does not bleed for entertainment. A man who does not hand his peace to whoever knocks loudest. Stay calm when they expect emotion. Pause when they expect panic. Become still when they expect chaos. Because the man who cannot be provoked cannot be easily defeated. And the man who cannot be easily defeated becomes magnetic in a world full of people begging to be controlled. A powerful man does not rush to expose himself. He observes first. He listens first. He studies first. He lets the other person speak long enough to show their patterns, their ego, their insecurity, their hunger, their envy, their loyalty, their discipline, their character. People reveal everything if you do not interrupt them too soon. They reveal what they worship. They reveal what they fear. They reveal who they resent. They reveal whether they are sincere or performing. They reveal whether they respect boundaries or test them. But most men never see it because they are too busy trying to be impressive. Machiavelli understood that information is power. The man who knows more than he reveals controls the field. The man who reveals more than he knows walks blind into traps. This is why you must become slower with your truth. Your truth is not cheap. Your history is not entertainment. Your wounds are not conversation pieces. Your dreams are not public property. Your next move is not something to hand to people who have not proven loyalty. This does not mean you become fake. It means you become strategic. There is a difference between being dishonest and being private. Dishonesty is corruption. Privacy is protection. A magnetic man can be polite without being exposed. He can be warm without being wide open. He can speak without surrendering his entire inner world. He understands that self-control includes controlling what others are allowed to know about him. Most people will show you who they are if you give them space. Ask one calm question, then listen. Do not rush to fill the silence. Do not rescue them from their own words. Let them continue. A liar will add too much detail. An insecure person will keep trying to prove superiority. A bitter person will eventually reveal their resentment. A shallow person will expose what they value. A manipulator will test your boundaries in small ways. A loyal person will show consistency, respect, and patience without needing a performance. The habit is simple. In every new interaction, reveal less than you want to reveal. Speak enough to be respectful, but not enough to become predictable. Share enough to be human, but not enough to become vulnerable to the wrong person. Let people earn deeper access through time. Time is the great filter. Masks become heavy. Performances become tiring. False loyalty cracks under pressure. But you will only see this if you stop rushing intimacy. This is where cold power psychology becomes practical. People often use early vulnerability to create false closeness. They tell you something personal, so you feel pressured to tell them something personal back. They offer a confession, then wait for yours. They create emotional speed. They make the connection feel deeper than it is. But a disciplined man does not let another person set the pace of access. He can listen with respect and still keep his gates closed. Never let someone's openness trick you into exposure. Some people are genuinely open. Others are using openness as bait. Your job is not to become paranoid. Your job is to become observant. Trust slowly. Watch behavior. Watch consistency. Watch what they do when they do not get what they want from you. That moment reveals more than their smile ever could. A magnetic man has layers. The surface is calm. The middle is controlled. The deepest part is guarded. Not because he is afraid, but because he respects what lives there. His private thoughts, his pain, his ambitions, his next moves, his emotional attachments, his weaknesses, his spiritual battles, his hunger for success. These are not things to throw into every conversation. These are keys, and keys should not be handed to every hand that reaches. Think about the men who are easy to manipulate. You always know what they want. You know what hurts them. You know what excites them. You know what they fear losing. You know what words will provoke them. You know what praise will soften them. You know what rejection will break them. Why? Because they revealed everything. They turned themselves into an open manual. And once people know the manual, they know the machine. Do not become a machine others can operate. Become harder to read. Not artificial, not theatrical, just disciplined. When someone asks about your plans, you do not need to give them the full map. Say enough. Keep the core private. When someone asks about your pain, you do not need to turn your wounds into a public speech. Say what is necessary. Guard the rest. When someone asks what you are thinking, you do not need to surrender the room inside your mind. A simple, calm answer is enough. This restraint creates magnetism because human beings are drawn to depth they cannot fully access. When you reveal everything, curiosity dies. When you reveal nothing, connection dies. But when you reveal carefully, with control, you create gravity. People sense there is more beneath the surface. They feel there are rooms inside you they have not entered. They wonder, and wonder is one of the oldest forms of attraction. Comment this once: I reveal my depth by choice. That sentence must become a rule. You do not owe everyone your story. You do not owe everyone your thoughts. You do not owe everyone your explanation. You do not owe everyone your pain. The deeper parts of you must be earned through loyalty, time, and respect. Anyone who demands instant access is already showing you they are not worthy of it. From today, listen more carefully. Let people speak. Let them show you their nature before you hand them yours. Watch how they talk about people who are not in the room. Watch how they treat those who cannot benefit them. Watch how they respond when you say no. Watch how they handle your silence. Watch how they behave when your attention is no longer freely available. These moments are not small. They are windows into character. A powerful man does not collect people. He studies them. He does not rush closeness. He tests it through time. He does not give trust because the mood feels good. He gives trust because behavior has proven worthy. This is not coldness. This is wisdom. Coldness rejects everyone. Wisdom filters everyone. That is habit 7. Let them reveal themselves first. Do not rush to be known by people who have not shown they can handle knowing you. Do not spill your secrets into temporary ears. Do not expose your hunger, your wounds, or your plans to those who have not earned a place near your inner world. Stay calm, stay observant, stay layered, because the man who reveals everything becomes easy to control. But the man who reveals himself by choice becomes magnetic, mysterious, and almost impossible to own.